Okay. Good evening, everyone. Let's get started. We'll be having two sections this night because we missed our previous class. Okay, we've missed almost about two classes. But for now, we are going to be covering two classes. Okay, we missed. We're supposed to have three sections this night. Only missed the two which we missed and today's Zoom. Okay. But for now, we can only be able to cover just two sections. And that's what I want us to start immediately. I don't know what others are still waiting for. Okay, first of all, we'll be looking at the first topic, which is troubleshooting AdSense issues. This is supposed to be our previous class, but we we did not go through it. We stopped at the creating and connecting a Google AdSense account from application to live ad. So for now, we'll be going through the main troubleshooting AdSense issues, understanding rejections and fixing them correctly. This is when after applying your Google AdSense and maybe you are disapproved. I want us to learn how to understand it, actually what I'm expected to fix, and understanding the main issue, the main cause of rejection and other things are the things you should fix. And that's what we'll be learning tonight. And we want you to pay a close attention. Please learn troubleshooting AdSense issues. Now, in the previous class, which was our last class, we learned how to create and connect a Google AdSense account. And however, many people do everything right and still get rejected. You should bear this in mind that most of the times you can do everything right and still get rejected. Maybe there's something somewhere outside your website that is causing it, that's causing the rejection. But your own case is not going to be like that. You're going to get approved immediately. And in today's class is about understanding AdSense problems, fixing them properly, and knowing when and how to reapply. So these are the things we'll be learning this night so that you understand them clearly and perfectly. Now, definition of AdSense troubleshooting. What AdSense troubleshooting really means. AdSense troubleshooting is the process of identifying the reason for AdSense rejection or limitation and making the required corrections to meet Google policies and quality standards. And AdSense rejection is not the end. It's feedback. And in this class teaches you how to interpret that feedback. So when AdSense disapprove your website, is not rejection, is not a failure, is not, you should not give up, is just a feedback. I've told you before that I've always told you since this class started that AdSense, Google needs you more than you need them. Just that they can't choose because they need you and spoil their own brand. And that's why they expect you to meet up with all their requirements and they will approve you immediately. So when they disapprove you, it's not really a rejection and is not failure. It is just a feedback which you should study, interpret, and then fix it. So whenever they disapprove your website, they give you reasons why they don't want to accept your website and then tell you where you got it wrong as a feedback. Your own duty, your own work is to go back to your website and fix that particular issue. Now, why AdSense rejection happens? Once you understand this, you understand why and also how to navigate it without being rejected. Why AdSense rejections happens? Now, Google rejects sites mainly due to content quality issue, policy violations, incomplete website, poor user experience. These are the things that causes AdSense disapproval. AdSense can reject your website because of the content quality. When the content quality is too poor, AdSense disapproves your website. When your website goes against, violates AdSense policies, Google policies, they disapprove your site. When your website is incomplete, they don't accept an incomplete website. Poor user experience. I've taught you guys how to make your site user friendly. Both the navigations, the read more buttons, the navigational bars, the categories, and all of those things contribute much in improving user experience of your website. So when you get any of these things wrong, AdSense disapproves your website. But when you get them right, AdSense must surely approve your website. Now, the key truth you should know, most rejections are fixable. Most of those rejections are fixable. Almost all of them are fixable unless is something too serious. Let me see, if you are using your site for a fraud, they can disapprove your site and also blacklist your website. But as long as your website is okay, every rejections has fixes the way you can fix them. Now, Google is not against you. That's what you should know. Google is not against you. It simply wants to protect advertisers. Just as I said before, they can't choose because they need you and risk their own brand, risk their advertisers, and all of those things. Okay, and for them to protect them, they will have to disapprove your site when your site is not able to meet their requirements, and because of that, they will disapprove your website. Now, common AdSense disapproval reasons. The common AdSense disapproval reasons. The most common things, the most common reasons AdSense reject website. Now, typical rejection messages include low value content, policy violations, site not ready, insufficient content, navigation issues. All these things are the type of the feedback which you can possibly get from AdSense, from Google, if your site doesn't meet their requirements. If they reject your site, these are the things they must tell you, must send you one of them, that's the issue. That's the reason why the website is being disapproved. And they must tell you low value content. If the content in your blog is poor, I've taught you guys all of this is how to the things you should follow up with, the method, the processes to make sure that your content is valuable enough. The policy violations, these are also when your website violates Google policies. I've also taught you guys how to maintain these policies. Site not ready, you must complete your site. Insufficient content, when your site has few content. Navigation issue, where your site doesn't have the home and the other categories that makes up the navigational bar, then AdSense can possibly reject your website. So, but when you get all of those things correctly, everything must go the right way. Now, common AdSense disapproval reasons. Common AdSense disapproval reasons. The things that makes Sorry, guys. Okay. I'm very sorry. I mistakenly removed our this thing. Let me get back to the where we stopped. Okay. So the common AdSense disapproval. Hope you guys are still hearing me.
Yes.
Yes, we
Okay.
can hear.
Okay. So the common
We can hear you,
AdSense.
but the screen is not on.
It's all right. Okay. Turn off your mic. Now, the common AdSense disapproval reasons, which we talked about, low value content, talked about the policy violations, site not ready, insufficient content, and navigation issues. Now, these messages may look vague, but each one has a clear meaning. And once you understand the meaning, let me say if AdSense disapproves your website and send you feedback that your site has low value content, policy violations, site not ready, insufficient content, navigation issues. All these things are the things I've already taught you guys what they are, and also how to get them right. So each of them is very clear. There's no vacuum thing behind it. All of them are very clear. And when you understand the feedback, you can possibly reapply and get approval. Now, understanding low value content, we'll be going through all these things one by one so that you understand them and also how to get them right. Now, when we talk about low value content, low value content means content is thin or shallow. I've taught you guys about thin content. Articles do not fully answer user questions. When your question, when your content, when we learned about content structure, I taught you guys about this same thing, that your content must answer users' questions. Your platform must be an information and educative platform where people come to get information about a particular subject or a situation. Okay, now, content is generic or corporate. I'm explaining what low value content is all about. Little originality or usefulness. All these things, when any of these things are not fully meet up with, that's when AdSense disapproves your website because of low value content. And when the feedback is low value content, you're expected to look into the content, whether the content in your blog, if they are thin or shallow, you check to know whether the articles in your blog fully answer users' questions. You also check to know if content is generic or copied from another website or generated with ChatGPT without proper editing, and little originality or usefulness. All these things are the things you must check to make sure that all of them are perfectly set up before you reapply if the issue of rejection is low value content. Now, low value content does not mean short alone, it means unhelpful. So it's not always about having few content or that your content is thin or shallow. Most of the times it's mainly because your content are not helpful. Your content are not answering users' questions and not aligning with user search intent. So for you to get it right, you must obey that rule. Now, causes of low value content. Common causes include too few articles, short posts with no depth, repetitive topics. Whenever you are writing something on your blog, don't use the same keyword many times. Don't do that. Don't write on the same topic many times. Don't do that. Overuse of AI generated content without editing. That's what low value content is all about. Poor structure and readability. That is also what low value content is all about. And you must make sure that you have enough articles, long posts with deep content. Don't repeat topics. Don't overuse AI generated content without editing. Always edit it properly. And post structure and readability. I've taught you guys about content structure and also readability. And when we do our practical, you're going to understand them better and clearer. Now, causes of low value content. If your site feels empty or rushed, Google will flag it. So when you want to apply for Google AdSense and you feel like your website is empty or that you rushed everything, just know that Google is actually going to disapprove the website. Your site must not be rushed. It must have sufficient content before you get approval. Now, fixing low value content. Fixing low value content. Now, how to fix low value content? Hope you guys are seeing my screen.
Yeah, we are seeing it.
Okay. Now, fixing low value content. How to fix when the feedback is that your website has low value content. These are the things you should do. Increase content depth. Go and rewrite the content in your blog and increase them. Increase the number of words used and the effort, and show workings on the post to make sure that the content has a good deepness. Okay, now add more detailed explanations, improve article structure, write for humans, not for bots. And lastly, add internal links and also external links. These are the things that once you achieve them, you improve your site value, the value of your content before applying for Google AdSense. Now, fixing low value content takes effort, but it works. So when you come down and fix this, rewrite those content, fix those things that is rushed and copied, when you finally fix them, you are going to get your approval immediately. Now, understanding policy violation. We are done with low value content. Now, let's talk about policy violation. Policy violation occurs when your content breaks AdSense rules. It occurs when your content breaks AdSense rules, and I've taught you guys about this. When your content breaks AdSense rules, when you start using adult or explicit content, using misleading claims, medical or financial guarantees, hate or violent materials. So example of the type of content that when you write them, you know that you're violating AdSense rules, adult or explicit content. When you start posting nude and porn videos on your website, AdSense is not going to approve your website. It's true that you're going to get enough traffic, but AdSense would never approve your website. Now, secondly, misleading claims. If you can still remember the day we talked about your money or your life niche, this is one of it. When you are writing a misleading claim, when you make a post telling people invest so amount of money, you earn so amount of money, you post one platform like that and say that the platform is paying if you do that, AdSense would never approve that website. If you use your website to promote betting sites, all those things, your site would never get approved. Medical or financial guarantees. Don't give medical advice. This is also about your money or your life niche. Don't give medical advice. Don't write a blog post that gives medical advice. Give medical information, but don't give medical advice or guarantees, financial guarantees. Telling people if you invest 10 naira in this company, you earn 20 naira. Don't do that. And don't write hate or violent materials. Okay? Now, understanding violation, policy violations are serious, but most are content related and they are fixable. So when we talk about the policy violations, know that it's very serious with Google. They don't joke with it. But most are content related because it's from the type of content you create. You simply fix them, remove those posts or rewrite them to meet up with AdSense policy. Now, how to identify policy violating content? Check for promises of guaranteed results. Check in your content to know if there is any place you wrote a post that is guaranteeing results, telling people if you do this, you get this, if you apply this, you get so results. Check it and remove those content or replace them, rewrite them. Sensational or deceptive headlines. I've also taught you guys about these sensational or deceptive headlines. When the type of headline you have with your post is something like, because there is flood in Lagos, you come out and write a blog post saying Lagos is under water. That's sensational and deceptive headline. To get people to read the content, or writing that Tinubu is dead. Sorry, President of Nigeria is dead. Such content, such write-ups, when you write such things, they are sensational and deceptive headlines. So if there's any content in your post that has such content, delete them or rewrite them. Unverified health or money advice. Don't give health or money advice. That's one of the things that violate AdSense policies. And lastly, scam-like language. Scam-like language. When we talk about scam-like language, it's like when you say something like, there is this so platform that when you apply, when you invest 20 naira, you're going to get 40 naira. When you say, click this button and withdraw so amount of money, when you go to your blog post and write, follow this link to win so amount of money, all those statements are scam-like statements, and Google will take it serious as violating their policy. Now, if a headline sounds too good to be true, it is risky. Just like this one, this scam language saying, click so link and you win 100 billion naira. It is too good to be true. And because of that, AdSense will see it as
Please, Mr. Warner, you should mute your mic, please. I think it's network that locked him out, but let's just hope he came back online soon.
I'm very sorry. I lost my network. Um, okay, let's continue. Okay, now site not ready. We stop at the site not ready. Meaning of site not ready usually means missing required pages. When you don't have the complete pages or you don't have content inside them, poor navigation, incomplete setup, too little content. When you only have few content in your blog, that's what it means that your site is not ready for AdSense approval. So AdSense will ask you to go back to your site and complete your site setup and every other thing. Now, this rejection is about structure, not traffic. So once you receive this type of feedback, it means that you should go back and complete your site. Go back and make sure that the pages are complete. Make sure that the navigation is good and perfect. Make sure that the site is complete. The setups, the site setup, content structures, and other setups are complete. And make sure that you have sufficient content. And once you confirm those things and get them right, you can go back to apply and you get approved immediately. Now, fixing site not ready. The things you should do to fix site not ready. To fix it, add about, contact, privacy policy, terms and conditions. Make sure that all these pages are complete. Improve menu and footer, add more quality posts, and ensure site loads properly. These are the things you should do. If by any day you apply for Google AdSense and get this feedback that your site, are you guys sharing my voice?
Yes, we can hear
Yes.
you loud and clear.
Okay. What is your name? Please work on your network. It's from your end. Others are hearing me clear. Okay, so once you're able to achieve all these things, that means you've been able to fix site not ready. If you apply again, you must surely get approved. Okay, your site must look complete and professional for AdSense to approve it. Now, other common issues that causes rejections. These are other common issues that also causes rejection. When you have broken links, for those that have once been in my web design class, you understand what it means by having a broke links in your website. That's when you have to use a permalink error fixing to fix the permalinks to make sure that all links are working properly. None of them is broken. So whenever you click any page, any blog post on your blog, and it shows error 404, that's what broken links is all about. Instead of opening the page, it shows error 404. If your site is having such errors, AdSense might disapprove your site. Pages under construction. When the content inside your pages are still not complete, you're still writing them, AdSense will disapprove your site. Excessive ads before approval. When you use any other ad network like MoneyTag and others to do this thing to monetize your site, and you forget to remove them before applying for Google AdSense, AdSense might choose because you already have ads, so many ads displaying on your blog, and because of that, disapprove your website. And poor mobile experience. For those that have learned web design, you understand what it means by having a poor mobile experience, meaning that when you use a laptop to check your website, everything is set properly. But when you use smartphone trying to open your website, you understand that everything will be scattered. Everything, some of the things won't be able to fit the screen of phone. That's when the website is having poor mobile experience. And for you to get this right, you must know how to get it, how to design or fix such errors. For those that have been in web design, you know how to fix that. Now, small technical issues can also affect approval. So make sure that all those small technical issues are absent in your website. If not, you might get disapproved. Now, how long to wait before reapplying? This is very important, and you should not miss this. How long it takes. Let's say you apply for Google AdSense and get disapproved. How long it takes to get approval? How long it takes before you get the approval? Now, recommended waiting period. How long you should wait before you reapply if AdSense disapproves your website? You should wait for 2 to 4 weeks after fixing issues. So after fixing those issues, wait for 2 to 4 weeks before you reapply for Google AdSense. Now, these are the things you should not do. Do not reapply immediately without changes. Reapplying too quick without fixing issues leads to repeated rejections. So when you don't fix those issues and you decided to reapply, you might not get approved. They will still reject your site for the second time. Most of the times you see people complaining that they've been applying for Google AdSense and they always get disapproved. But the issue is not from Google AdSense. It's from them not being able to interpret the AdSense feedback and know how to fix them. Now, reapplication strategy, correct way you should reapply. The strategical way you should reapply to get approval. Best strategy to reapply: read rejection feedback carefully. Understand the rejection feedback carefully so that you know how to fix your site. Identify exact problem areas which was provided by Google AdSense, telling you that these are the things you've not gotten right. Identify them. Now go back to your site and fix all those issues. fix them, improve overall site quality, make sure that everything is working properly. And then once you achieve that, go back and reapply confidently. There is a way you fix your site. If you reapply, you will have confidence. You will believe that this time I'm going to get approval. Now, treat application as a fresh review, not retry. So when you are reapplying, have it in mind that you are just applying. Don't feel like you are just retrying. You are just retrying it to know whether they will approve it. No, treat it as this is my first time applying. Let me make sure that everything is right before I apply. Don't feel like you are just retrying. Now, what Google looks for during review. So once AdSense disapprove your site, I've already taught you guys what AdSense checks before approving or disapproving a site. And if they disapprove you, if you reapply for the second time, these are the things that Google checks, looks for during the review. They go back to your site to check improvement made. They will check to know whether you've been able to make any improvement, to know your seriousness, content update, to know whether you've updated some of the content, which is what they are looking for, update those content that goes against their policies, site completeness. They will check to know whether you've completed those places that your site was having incomplete work and all of those things. And lastly, they will check policy compliance. After checking every other thing, they will check to know whether if your site is actually meeting up with their policy compliance. Okay, now Google remember your previous submission. So don't think that Google have forgotten that you've applied before. When you are reapplying, bear it in mind that Google already know you and they already know that you are reapplying. They have it in mind that they disapproved you before. So when they will be checking again, they know places to check to know whether you fixed those errors. Okay. Now, common reapplication mistakes. Mistakes that some people make when reapplying. The first mistake is making no real changes. Don't do this. Before you reapply, make sure that you've made enough changes and fixes. Only adding one post. When you are disapproved and because they say that your site has insufficient content or your site is empty, you go back and write just one post. No, make sure that you show workers. Okay. Another mistake some people make is ignoring policy issues. Like when AdSense tell you that you are going against their policies and you still use the same site to reapply again, is either they ban your site forever or they ban you, the owner, forever. You should not apply for Google AdSense again. Now, reapplying multiple times. Don't too quickly. Don't reapply quickly multiple times. Always make good and noticeable changes. Make notable changes before you reapply. And lastly, these mistakes delay approval. When you make any of these mistakes, it delays your approval. Don't reapply quickly. Make sure that you fix everything properly before you reapply. Now, when to pause and rebuild instead. At times, you just need to forget about applying for Google AdSense and focus on rebuilding your website. So when are you expected to pause everything, pause application and rebuild instead? Consider rebuilding if multiple rejections persist. If you try and reapply many times and you still get rejected, stop. Focus on rebuilding, not applying. Content direction is wrong. When you notice that the content you're creating is wrong and doesn't meet AdSense requirements, stop and start afresh. Niche is risky. I've taught you guys about your money or your life niche. So whenever you notice that the niche you are running is very risky, that it's always very easy to go against AdSense policies. You can decide to change the niche and start creating a different content. Now, sometimes starting afresh is smarter than forcing approval. Have this at the back of your mind that sometimes starting afresh is smarter than forcing approval. Now, key takeaway from class 9, AdSense rejections are feedback, not failure. Understand the reason, fix the root cause, and reapply strategically. And once you do this, you are going to get approved. Okay? Now, next class preview, which we are also going to have now, we are going to be learning traffic buying for AdSense for arbitrage blogging. We are going to be looking into page traffic basics, traffic testing, budget control, and avoiding losses. These are the things we'll be going into. But before we go into that, I'm going to stop the first recording so that both of them will not be together.